What's happening, guys? Welcome back. On this video, I'd like to talk about whether or not Tony Ferguson El Cucuy should retire. So let's go over his recent fight history, how these fights are playing out, whether or not Tony's still a contender, and what should possibly be his next move. Alright, so first let me preface by saying that I'm a pretty big Tony Ferguson fan. I have a soft spot in my heart for El Cucuy. The man, I think, is one of the best lightweights to ever do it. That run he was on, I think it was like 12 fight win streak, legendary. When Tony was in his prime and when he was on, he truly was the boogeyman. Guys would come out of those fights just completely cut up, damaged, and destroyed. Bloody messes. Tony has lost his last 6 fights, and in those last 6, he's been finished 4 times. Of course, in his last fight at UFC 291, Bobby Green submitted Tony with a arm triangle. Now, Bobby Green is not known to be a submission specialist like that. That's kind of like another sign that Tony has completely lost a step and is just not himself. He's a shell of himself. So right now, Tony's 39 years old. He is the former UFC interim champ. His total mixed martial arts record as it stands right now is 25 wins, 9 losses. Out of those 25 wins, 12 wins via KO TKO and 8 wins via submission, which clearly shows at his best he was a very dangerous fighter and can finish you in a multitude of ways. Tony at his peak had a legendary granite chin, and that won him a lot of fights. He was able to press forward, weather the storm, and wear guys out. Now I have to say that Tony has heart for days. You have to admire his self-belief, his determination, and his heart. And that's what makes it a little bit more painful to watch him sit there at these press conferences and pour his heart out and, almost like convince himself at this point that he's not done, that he hasn't missed a step. And it's tough, man. It's tough and it's hard to watch and see. I'm sure he has people around him hinting and nudging at him that maybe he should hang it up, try something else. He could stay in the MMA circles and community. He can be a great coach the next breed and generation of fighters, share that wealth of knowledge and skill to the next generation of champions, potential champs. But it's like when you're a fighter through and through, when it's in your heart, when you have that competitive spirit, when that's all you've known competing for so many years, it is extremely hard to walk away from that. That is your identity. And if you lose your identity, what you believe you are, it's devastating. It's like when you're not that guy no more, what are you? You have to reinvent yourself, find something else to do, find something else to fight for, something that gets you out of bed in the morning. And it's tough. It's tough. I mean, if Tony Ferguson loves fighting and you just can't do it anymore at the level that you want to compete at, it's pretty depressing to guys like that. That's why you see many fighters, professionals, they stick around too long. Part of that is just the warrior spirit, man, like never wanting to quit. Now, if Tony, I saw the change after that Justin Gaethje fight. We all know that he cut weight twice for that fight, which I think it was a mistake, but Tony was trying to prove a point. I guess psychologically play mind games with Gaethje, show the fans how tough he is and disciplined, and I think it backfired. Tony took so much damage in that fight, it was really hard to watch. I feel like they should have stopped that fight a long time ago. But Tony was given every opportunity to win that fight and come back based off of his history of extreme toughness. But yeah, that was a tough one to watch. And I feel like truly after that fight, Tony was not the same. And you look at him now, he looks slower. He looks more unsure of himself. He looks a little bit gun shy and he's missing a step. Do I personally want to see Tony Ferguson compete anymore? As much as I love the guy as a fighter, no, I don't. I definitely think he should walk away. The UFC should throw him a bone, give him like a guy way lower on the totem pole, a winnable fight, have that be a send-off fight, and give him opportunity to maybe do something at the PI, be involved in the UFC somehow. I don't know if Tony's interested in commentating. He might be funny, might be a character on the mic. We know he is in general. But yeah, love Tony to death. Don't want to see the guy lose anymore, especially in a bad way. Is it tarnishing his legacy? To the uneducated fans, maybe. But for the people that have followed him throughout his whole career, that we know what he's capable of at his best, at his peak, I don't really think it tarnishes anything. because we know that sometimes things change, guys miss a step, and that's not a reflection of them at their very best in a career. Case in point, B.J.P.N. I mean, BJ's string of losses is no reflection on the heights that he reached in his career. Smart, educated fans know that. Real fans. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Tony Ferguson? Do you think he should retire? I mean, retire right now? Do you think he should get one more gimme fight? I'm not saying gimme in the sense that it's a guaranteed he's going to win, but a more competitive fight for where he's at right now. And then whatever happens from there, have that be his retirement fight, walk away. Do you think Tony should press on? He has more in the tank that he could possibly go on another title run. Want to read your thoughts, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you all in the next one.